I was in my last class of the day, AP Calculus, when the dismissal bell rang. Like clockwork, my fellow peers quickly stood up and left to go home or hang out with friends. But it was different for me. Just before class started, my teacher, Mr. Honix, had called me over to his desk and said the dreaded 6 words of every student's worst nightmare. We need to talk after class. Unfortunately, I already knew what it would be about. My big, fat, ugly F. Before I continue, I would like to give some background about who I am. I come from a large family of 10 children, all of whom are hard workers and high achievers. Because of that, there was always a need to be great, if not the best. When I entered my sophomore year in high school, that pressure became more apparent as I started thinking of post-secondary education. All of my older siblings went on to study at a university, which was how I learned about the competitiveness of getting accepted into a university. Knowing that numerous people will also apply to various universities, I felt like I was just one of the millions. Regardless of being one of the million college students, I knew what I wanted to be since middle school, a mechanical engineer. Even at that age, I knew what my dream would require me to be exceptional in math. Everything was relatively smooth sailing at first. Then, I followed the siren's calls in high school to enroll in calculus, and crashed. I was overwhelmed by abstract concepts. Also, I didn't have a group to struggle and learn with because I was too embarrassed to admit to others that I didn't understand. Additionally, I just didn't have much time to study or seek help from the teacher due to extracurricular activities, and that was how I ended up talking with Mr. Honix after school. I had approached the meeting with sweaty palms and a sense of shame, but it was not as bad as I had thought it would be. We talked about my goal to be an engineer, and Mr. Honix shared with me that not all engineers were successful when first attempting calculus. We found 2 main factors that played a big part in my bad grade: poor time management and not setting my priorities. Then we made a plan on how I could improve. The plan included going to all the study sessions to relearn and build a good foundation for the upcoming final exam. But most importantly, it was to use the rest of the time as a learning experience. I left the meeting feeling a sense of relief and renewed motivation. After the conversation, I made an attempt to change. I asked my classmates for help when I didn't understand the material and went to Mr. Honix after school study sessions. I even took some time off from tennis once in a while so that I could concentrate more on my studies. When the big test finally came, I knew that I would be going into having to put in my best effort. After all of my hard work, my final grade in the class was still an F. I was devastated at my grade, but content with the process that went through to achieve it. Even with a big fat F, this experience has taught me the importance of time management and goal setting. Without meaning to, I've also learned how communication and building relationships in class also led to a happier and more successful learning experience. Although I know that I'm still just one of the millions who are attending to the University of Minnesota, this experience has made me more confident that I can succeed and flourish at the university. This is my story. This is who I am. What is yours?